So I have just made the video about a teaching dream of the 19th of November 2021, and you can see the whole story exactly in detail, what have happened there and uh, what I've experienced there. So in this video I'll talk about what I've learned from this dream, and then I make at the end a positive resume. So what I've learned from this dream is that uh, we separate the material world from the dream world, and we believe that something else is happening in our head, something else we feel, and something else we are living through. And sometimes we can feel wounded in our feelings or in our mind, and we do live happily in our material world, or we feel very wounded in our, like, being done wrong in our material world. But maybe we can we feel differently, we can feel quite good. Generally we separate things, and this dream helped me to understand that it is the best to have all these things connected, that you're living through all the different levels. So the material daily world, the thinking mind, the feeling body, and the spiritual energy fields, the electromagnetic, biomagnetic energy fields, to have them all connected with each other, because then you live more fully. So this is what I understand from this dream, and that we to do this, we have learned to separate things and be afraid to connect them, because we feel many times separated also from other people. So we feel lonely, we don't understand how to connect with other people in our life. We just carrying all kind of heavy burden in our backpack. So the leaves are falling and sounds like somebody's walking. So in this dream, as I've told, I've been in an art school, and there were a lot of people learning, but not learning from the teachers what art should they do, but they were discovering themselves, the artistic sides of themselves, the art in themselves, and they were then evolving this with the help of the teachers. And so I visited this place, and on the way out I got presents from somebody at the library, and there were a lot of teachers sitting there too. They were looking at me while I was opening my small package, one of the two. I got 3 packages. One was left for the school, which was a guitar, and 2 more was for me. So I was opening one, and I realized that this was a present from my mother, who has passed away many years ago, and so she has been here too, and these people knew her, and she has been also working on all this herself, and she has been teaching also in her way. There is sunshine. Wow, that is great. But I don't see very well. Doesn't matter. I hope you see me still. So, okay, it was very emotional. And that emotional part is also one of the difficulties. We do not want to, we don't know how to cope with some things. And we just passing them and let them behind us, but that separate us from them. It separates us, however. So it was amazing to meet all these teachers, and that was so interesting that they did not, they did not push themselves on you. They were just there, and if you needed to learn something, you could go to them and talk with them. It was your work. It is our own personal work. So I've learned that we need to learn ourselves, discover. We need to, we, it is up to us what, how conscious we will live, how we will take, um, bring up to the surface our inner world. And surface, what I think is surface, is the reality, like the material world is the surface. And so if we just live on the surface and we keep inside us, we don't even look inside us to see what is there more to find, then we live really a surface life. But if we combine this, so if we discover, we connect, and we discover within us what more is there, then this is very interesting. And then also things in our surface life, in the material world, have more opportunities. There is more things happening, and they feel more ours. They feel more satisfying. But some people avoid it because there is in between some pain, like somebody we lost, or any pain. And it is worth just going through the pain. And there is a huge possibility that you have a great support in all the levels. So in your feeling world, in your mind, you can find support. There is a whole world, not only in the material surface, different surfaces. And we have much more information on different levels. And if you can bring this information, you can connect it in all levels. So it's like it's not like line, but it's more like a, I cannot give you this picture in words, but it is, let's call it like a spiral, or it's like a whole, it's a whole thing, it's one thing actually, but we have separated in levels, and we keep them separated from each other to don't have to cope with some things, to don't have to think some things, or to don't have to feel some things, or to don't have to experience some things. And so in this dream I got two presents from my mother, who was deceased, it's called, she have left me, like she have died. She have not left me, but her body have left. Cannot meet anymore on the level of material. But actually for some reason we did not meet also in my dream. But there is a whole world that we share. Very interesting. There's a whole world that we share. And I discovered that by connecting on different levels, we also feel more home. If you feel the need to be home and you don't have it enough, this is the way to be home at yourself. And also you can really discover, because it's not enough to just give food and bed to our body. This is not enough. That feels not enough. Like if we have lived just giving us ourselves food and bed and slept and eaten, and then the time comes to leave, it feels quite empty, and we want to stay longer in the material world because we have not lived enough. But if you do have connection on all levels with your existence, that's the way I experience it, at least, then you feel more full down. How you call this? That you have, oh, this is really, I'm full. I'm feeling rich. I'm feeling satisfaction. And it's a trip. You go, you stay, you go again, you stay for some time, you go again. That's the way I experience it now. and we share things with other people, but we share the things also all kind of levels. It's not that somebody give you a beautiful ring or a present or a property or something. People can give you important knowledge on different levels. So the presents I got, they were reminders, and they were also educative that I could learn from them. So like the little booklet that I got from my mother was about how to help healing through plants which live exist on our earth, like fruit or like, yes, other plants, and even just by our own existence, just by existing and breathing and circulating this biomagnetic energy that we have, that we are, that is our existence. By energizing ourselves, by feeling good, we do offer also this to other people, to support them and to help them, and not only to people but to all nature, just by existing. Like imagine going to a planet like Aries, or like to going to the moon. I, I don't know how it is, but if it's just really empty, there is no water, there is no trees, there is no plants, there is no smells, there is no human beings, there is no animals, there is no insects and fish and all these creatures, that feels lonely. That feels lonely. And yes, so we are, through this dream I've learned this amazing richness that exists if we live on all levels, or as many levels we can discover that exist. If we do connect with love, if we do connect with our teachers and other young pupils of life who are learning to discover their own art of life, and then we discover also for ourselves many things, and we can do better and more interesting work by living. Just by living, you work, you offer. If you are separated and alone, living on Aries or on Moon, you, okay, you live, you can have diamonds, you can have food 400 years and live there. What's the meaning? But when you live by sharing, by offering, and by Tunanamvanis, to get, to take offerings of others, their art of life, their creations. This is amazing, this is interesting. This actually helps you grow, and it gives you boost. It gives you this different waves of energy and feelings, and you want to laugh and you want to cry and you want to dance and you want to sleep because you are so tired, like a little child. Actually, sleeping now, this is not about the dream I've seen, but sleeping is a very important subject because some people really cannot sleep and they suffer. So this is all balance. We do need our winters and our summers. And okay, if you live in different parts of the world, maybe your cycles are different, but you still have your own cycles there. Just by living on one straight line, it's really very boring, has no meaning. I'll leave you with this. Lots of love, and talk to you again. Goodbye.